Hello, viewers. Welcome back to Genesis Vocals. Listen, I know it's been a very long time, but I have a very, very amazing guest with me today.
Oh, amazing.
Yeah, amazing. Come on now. I want to use your music name because, you got to get big. You got to,
course,
you know what I mean?
That's the name people
You've got to be paying your bills to go to fly to wherever you need to fly to make more music. Do you get it?
Yeah, of course.
Come on now. LeftEar.
Hello, I'm LeftEar. I'm a producer, multi-instrumentalist, composer sometimes, mainly in my spare time, but I hope to make it a professional thing later on. I've got music out. I've got voicemails from Tokyo, which is
which I've listened to. It was wicked. It was good.
It was good. Go listen to it right now. I did a project with a group called Azylum, Azylm, which I've also sent some songs to you.
Yes, you did. And I listened to the whole playlist, the whole thing.
I just do a little bit of everything. Play instruments. I never know when to be looking at you or the camera.
Hey, listen. You can look at the viewers. You can break the fourth wall. You know what I mean? Make it funny. Come on now. Or you can look at me. It's fine.
I'll go back and forth so nobody feels left out.
Exactly. We don't want you guys feeling left out. Don't get jealous. All right, yes, don't worry.
Do a little bit of everything. I produce, I mix. I actually produced, mixed, and mastered almost all the songs on Azylum and everything on Voicemails from Tokyo. So there you go. That's me.
That is nuts. And definitely, I do have at least two people that have been wondering about what it's like to actually get into the nitty-gritty of producing, of creating, of mixing, of music. Obviously, it doesn't look easy in any respects, but when you have the passion for sounds, of course, what you would want to know is how to create them to the liking of your own ear.
Of course, and I mean, you know what? Nowadays, the internet is so vast in how much resource there is to actually learn about making that music that you want to hear. You know, there's lots of resources out there. There's lots of loop packs that you can go download. You can even just go to YouTube. And I mean, the biggest piece of advice I'd give to people to just if they have that passion for it, just start making it. Download a trial of Fruity Loops or FL it's called now, or download a trial of whatever software you want to use, and just start making stuff. Honestly, that's how I would just start. Honestly, that's how did you start this series? You know?
I just started. I just sat down and I was like, listen, if I don't do it today, then when am I actually going to do it?
Absolutely, and that's all you need. You know, if you don't start today, you won't start tomorrow.
Exactly.
You may as well.
You know, if you keep setting conditions to I want to start it when this happens, when that happens.
You can get GarageBand on your phone right now and make a beat, have your friend rap over the beat, and then you can mix it and master it all on your phone if you wanted to. So
it's nuts. The instruments are there. There's no excuse for any of you that are trying to be aspiring musicians. Even on the low key, there is absolutely no excuse. You know, if you take anything away from these first 2 minutes, the first 2 minutes, go and do it yourself. Go and download that software that you see online, where you can mix your own music. Wait, what was the names of them? Fruity Loops.
Fruity Loops. Well, it's not called that anymore. It's
what was it called? FL
Studio.
Ableton. Logic.
If you have a MacBook, you have GarageBand, which is basically Logic Lite.
Right.
It's a light version of Logic, and you can make a whole album on it if you wanted to. You do everything on it. On your phone, you've got GarageBand, BandLabs, I think is another one. There's so many.
BandLabs. Okay. Look, I want to shout out to my man Pierre. Right. I'm Pierce, guys, and Pierre is watching this in some corner of the world. But Pierre, this one is especially for you because I know that you very, very, very much want to get into it, and and any other musicians out there that want to delve into it. This is your guy. This is your guide. This is your Messiah because he's going to.
Well, I wouldn't go that far.
Not the Messiah, but he's going to guide you guys, especially with the questions that are going to come up on how to look at your own journey, measure your own progress, and most importantly, don't beat yourself up and be proud of what you achieve.
Absolutely.
Whether how small, how big. Doesn't matter.
We will have to start somewhere as well. I started making music on Audacity. Do you remember Audacity?
Audacity. I heard of that.
Yeah,
I have heard of Audacity.
Exactly. That's how far back it's going. That's
My God.
It's this free software, and you can literally only record audio into it, and that's it really. And I was making stuff on that, and people were liking that, so...
I mean, it does speak, you know what, funny enough you say it like that, because it does speak volumes to when I did listen to your music. It was a combination of sounds that you did hear, and then you had sampled it in such a way that it became its own melody.
Absolutely, yeah.
And that, wow, it's simple. Less is more. Less is more. And you just doing that and not doing like too much or too little.
Yeah.
For me personally, I was like, you know what? Okay, all right, take me there. Let me hear some more. You know what
absolutely.
I mean?
That's. I do feel like a lot of people nowadays, they want everything. You know? Like we just literally talked about it. About how, before I start making anything, I gotta have this microphone. I gotta have this software. I gotta have this. But you don't need it. You honestly don't need any of that. You could literally just start. What were people in the 90s doing?
Yeah.
You know, they had samplers. They didn't have big studios. They were recording in their like bedrooms.
Yeah, I know.
houses.
With vinyl.
And sampling on
a
vinyl.
gramophone is nuts. Yeah.
Some of those machines only have like 15-30 seconds of sampling time. You have like literally no excuse. I'm sorry, guys. No excuse.
There's not unless you're in very, very bad debt and they're coming for your fingers.
Yeah. Unless you have literally like nothing.
Like nothing.
And to those people out there, I hope you have your come up soon.
I hope they do come. They can't even watch this.
Yeah,
they can't watch this.
Honestly,
they don't have access to the internet.
Since you're
they
here
can't.
now, I'm glad you guys came up.
Exactly, because everyone watching this, you have no excuse, and that's it. That's it. We've solved it. And there we go.
On your phone, you literally have no excuse. So you
on anything.
Do it.
I don't know what you're watching it on, but like you can't be watching it without the internet. So there we go. You know.
Maybe an internet cafe.
Yeah, internet cafe. You can sample it in there.
To be fair, yeah, you could do that. I was making music on the school computers back in the day, so.
I was not music, but I was making a lot of things on the school computers.
Oh, yeah,
a lot of questionable things that my teachers asked me about. But I do get it. Any space is your space, and you can make whatever you want. You know what I mean? It's absolutely right. So, guys, we're starting off very, very, very strong, and we are now gonna move on to the first question.
Okay. Scary.
Guys, we're back. We're back for question 1. What, in your opinion, is the greatest fear for a musician of any kind?
The greatest fear for a musician, I think the greatest fear, I can tell you the greatest fear for me.
For you personally, yeah.
Is becoming stale.
Becoming stale.
Yeah, becoming stale. Like, so for me, I'm constantly trying new things out and trying to find stuff that excites me personally the most. I think if I started making music that didn't excite me personally, I would hate it. It would make me feel like it's just like a job almost, and even though I want it to be a job.
Yeah, because you want it to be like
a full-time
thing.
You know, I want it to be as exciting as possible every day, making something like that I love to make. I know another fear that a lot of musicians have who have a following are alienating the fans that, you know, they like the old. Oh, we used to like the old stuff. You know,
the day ones.
Yeah, exactly.
You don't want to alienate the ones that have been there for. No, I get it though, because it's loyalty. You know what I mean? Like
exactly.
Before you were making things that people liked, they were there like, come on, make something. I'm ready to listen.
Absolutely,
you know
right?
What I mean?
And they want to have that feeling that they had when they first found you. And I do get that fear as well. But I do think ultimately, at the end of the day, you're making something for yourself, kind of first and foremost. And then the audience comes. I don't want to say they come last, because obviously
they don't come last. They come after.
Yeah, they come
at some
after.
point.
Yeah.
In the near distance. No. They come up, but they come after.
They come after.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because if you don't like it, then
what's the point? Exactly.
Yeah, and if you don't like it, there's a high chance that nobody else is going to like it either. Really, you know. So that's my fear. My fear is becoming stale. becoming just one note, becoming the same old, like, oh, he's going to use this drum pack and he's sampling this kind of music and his drum beats are like this kind of thing, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
Even though obviously that's very specific stuff. An audience, like a listener, will pick that up. They'll pick up that, oh, I've heard this before already. You know?
Yeah.
So it's like, it's a bit of a double-edged sword almost. It's like, well, I want to appease these fans, but I don't want to become stale. So that's
exactly,
yeah.
by recycling the same material that worked from before.
Exactly, because it's like, well, I can already listen to that if I want to, you know? So
Yeah.
That's my answer.
Becoming stale. I would put that in the forefront of, I think, anyone's mind.
Yeah.
When they're especially when you're a content creator, content of any kind.
Yeah.
Being stale is very, very daunting, and it's very, very, especially when obviously you should have, like, in the ideal world, you should have tunnel vision. You should only focus on what you're doing. But when you see kind of like, you hear the whispers and you see things in the corner of your eye and you're like, why am I not doing this? But it might not be something that's ever resonated with you. So
literally,
therefore you haven't done it.
Yeah, and why did you do it in the first place? Because it's something that resonates with you. You know?
Exactly.
I mean, you even think into your day-to-day life. You eat the same thing every day. It feels old, feels stale. You kind of get depressed about it after a while, you know. But you know, but you still have to have that core essence, you know. So it's a balancing act.
It is.
I want to do something new, but I don't want to do something that's like completely alienating the fans. But then the secret to that is you just create a new name. Put stuff out under that. That's the secret to that. If you're worried about that,
you solved it. There we go. We've solved the first question. If you're ever scared of becoming stale, just call it something else. That's just it. Just call it. They won't ever know. You know.
Instance,
that's
if you
it.
wanted to start making like different kinds of interviews or even different kinds of movies, you know, you could just put it under a different name. You know, this is a different. This is what you expect from this name. This is what you expect from this name.
It's just different, you know. Yeah. It's actually, you know what, you say that, but this is for like some movie buffs out there, which I know that you might be quite kind of a movie buff. You love. So we're going to Paul Verhoeven's RoboCop.
Yes.
Right. So
love that movie.
RoboCop comes out. I think it comes out first. So RoboCop comes out. Everyone goes, whoa! Like, raw! Like, what kind of movie? Like, that was amazing.
Yeah.
So then Paul Verhoeven now goes back to the drawing board and he's like, man, everyone liked RoboCop 1. But, you know, I want to do something different.
Yeah.
You know, I don't want to be stale. All right, I'm going to do what I did in RoboCop 1. I'm going to call it Starship Troopers. And that's it. There we go. Starship Troopers 1, nice and satirical. Starship Troopers is amazing.
Great film.
Both films are absolutely, you know.
But doing different things, though.
Exactly.
Well. But
the same kind of formula has been, you know, he still used hydrogen and oxygen, but now he just added a few things extra to make a hydrocarbon or something, you know, petrol.
Yeah.
It's a bit different now,
You've still got the satire from RoboCop. You've still got the just insane violence as well.
Yeah.
But it's like a satirical, like, propaganda movie almost, you know? But I think that goes back into, like, when I was talking about keeping the core essence of who you are.
Exactly.
So even if you put things out under a different name, people are still, the diehards are going to be like, oh, that's LeftEar, that's, you know.
That's still this, it's still him. It's still him. He's still sampling it from different, but he's just in a completely, now he's in Tunisia, and now he's focused on the fish.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? But he's still sampling it. He's still making it into an ad-lib, into a melody, into a bass, you know, or even taking you somewhere.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know?
So yeah, it's funny how that kind of.
Yeah, no, it's perfect. No, it's absolutely perfect, and that's the thing when you do a creative, when you do anything creative, is link it just to things around you. Like, if you see a connection, it's not silly, it's not by coincidence. This is real connections that actually happen all the time.
Definitely,
you know. And that's where the joy comes in, because when you recognize those patterns, you're the master of your own world.
Yeah,
you know?
Absolutely. And like, that's where a lot of art comes from anyway, right? It comes from the people you meet, experiences that you have. Voicemails from Tokyo, literally, I wanted to make an album in Japan, and I didn't have the thesis for it. It was just like, I just want to make music in Japan. And yeah, as you say,
That's nuts. You went to Japan and you made music. No, it's actually like, that is the dream of so many, not necessarily just music in Japan, but going to like a location like Japan and then doing what you love while you're there and you're still on holiday, but then you're also producing something that's timeless.
Definitely. Yeah, well, thank you, man. Like,
hey, it's freedom. It's some of just the core things that life has many horrible things in it.
Absolutely.
But that's just one of the reasons why we keep going for it.
Yeah.
At least me anyway. You know?
No, for sure. I mean, you got to take the good and the bad, I think.
Exactly.
So, like, for sure, like, a lot of older stuff, pre-LeftEar. So I used to be called Bad Handwriting, actually.
Bad what?
Bad Handwriting.
Bad handwriting. Right, we have to stop that. Bad handwriting. Please tell me why you were called Bad Handwriting.
So when that was in school. It was in secondary school. I was like, I'm gonna, that's gonna be my name. It was like, it had all numbers in it as well. It was like Leet Speak almost. It was like very of its time.
Root Speak.
Like Leet Speak. So it's
Leet Speak.
Yeah. So it's like so instead of an A, it would be a 4.
Okay, I get it. Yeah. No, I understand. That's what it's called.
Yeah, that's what it used to. Yeah.
Oh my God, all of my profile, because I was obsessed with this game called Borderlands.
Oh yeah. Borderlands. Yeah.
Anyways, Pierre
Gamer, movie buff.
Exactly. Come on, these all the things, man. Pierre, you making fun of me for Borderlands? Yeah, I hate you. No, seriously, he always does. But listen, Borderlands, the robot is called like Claptrap.
Yeah.
But it's got clap for rap. Yeah. And that's called Neat Speak. Yeah,
at least that's how I grew up, like, referring to it as.
Well, now I will die referring to it as that, because I didn't know that. I really didn't know that. I thought it was just, that's quite cool.
That's what I refer to it as anyway. Like, it's people I know refer to it as that, but people have different names for it. I don't know, but that's what I call it.
Neat Speak.
And it's spelled like L33T.
L33T. Yeah, no, I get that. Yeah, Leet. Okay.
But I used to have that alias, and it was a lot more kind of like, I was in a much of a darker place.
Right. School usually takes us all to
right,
school. It's a very dark place. I mean, it's really bad.
Oh, yeah. It's bad. It's just full of hormones and full of
just sadness and problems. Yeah.
And a lot of that music was like just based around how I was feeling at the time. If anything, the name itself even was like Bad Handwriting. That's how I felt. It was like very kind of like, you can read what I'm saying, but like the handwriting's like, well, it's not quite there, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And there's people used to comment on my handwriting all the time as well.
Oh,
it came
shit.
From that, and,
sorry for swearing if any kids were on there, sorry about that, but yeah, no, that's...
You can bleep it out.
I could, but will I? Probably won't.
To be fair, kids are saying much worse things.
Oh, yes, they are actually. So we're going to keep it in there, and we're going to see what YouTube says.
We're going to keep it in, repeat it 5 times.
Just put it on loop.
The kids will be into it.
Yeah, sorry, there's a dog in there, guys. If you guys have seen that.
That's why.
Yeah, no, he's very upset. He's very, very upset. Sorry.
But yeah, so like, just like going back into what we were talking about, how your experiences, your like everything that happens around you, the people you meet, will go into the art that you make. And as I was like kind of growing out of that, my friend gave me the name LeftEar. Actually, it wasn't even my name; it was my friend who gave me that name. Just because I would always be getting blocked up in one of my ears.
Oh.
I think it was always the right ear, and I would always hear out the left ear. And I think it was like after I got like my ears suctioned out. Sorry for the TMI.
No, it's fine, man. I don't even know how long I was using cotton buds for so long. Apparently, you're not supposed to do that. Exactly.
That's what I've heard as well. But people still do it. I don't do it. I don't like things going into my ear. Actually.
I see.
It's a bit of a phobia.
Oh, it's Jesus! It's actually serious. Oh my God!
So it's very tough. So and think about how it is being called LeftEar and making music as well. But I've gotten over a lot of it. But yeah, and it was because of my friend and because of like just that experience and how it just felt right as well, you know, like kind of rang.
Yeah, no, it's a good title for your friend to just be like, yeah, LeftEar. Because you know, when I saw your name, I was thinking that the creative side of someone's brain is the left side of the brain.
Yeah.
So I was thinking, rah, this guy actually.
Definitely thought about that. But that's beautiful though. I love that. That's beautiful.
Yeah, no, that's what I thought. That's why I thought the name came from. That like it comes into your left in and then it goes into the left side of your brain. You know,
now
that's what I was. Now it is. That was always why it was called that. That's always.
You figured it out. You solved the puzzle.
I've solved the. You know, I'm the cryptic. I'm an enigma.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Yeah. You should have seen my coffee. It just had like a question mark in it. You know, before you came.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. If anything, actually, he didn't tell me where to go. He just gave me a puzzle and this riddle. And this is where I was.
This is a riddle me this. Who's wearing a white headband and is dancing on the table and being shouted at by security? No. I wasn't doing any of that. But he did find me using the crossword.
Yeah. But that's beautiful though. But I didn't. But funnily enough, I think about that all the time. Like how that's like the creative side of your brain.
Yeah.
You have these two competing sides. But it resonates with the name, I guess. But sometimes that's just how life is, right? Sometimes you come up with a name and it's just perfect. It's just perfect. Like the album as well.
Yeah.
Comes from Tokyo. Just made an album in Tokyo and perfectly kind of became that kind of concept album of like.
It assumed its own identity.
Yeah. Literally, yeah.
It assumed its own. So whenever you're making music, like, and this is with any music that, well, not any music, but any genre, like absolutely any genre, as long as your music assumes the identity that it was meant to have, then you can't go wrong. Whether anyone likes it, whether anyone doesn't like it, it's about you. If you don't like it, then you have every right not to release it. You have every right not to show anybody if you feel like you're until you're satisfied.
Definitely, but I would also say we are all our worst critics, right? We're all like, so that's how I used to be. Actually, I used to like just send it out to a select group of friends. I didn't even start releasing music until like very recently, to be honest. And sometimes you're so down on yourself that you'll just keep it and not really show it to anybody. But sometimes you need that outside perspective, I think.
Yeah.
Sometimes you need another person to be like, hey, this is like good. I like this. This is really... and then that gives you confidence to be like, oh, okay, that is good. And what I'm doing is like really nice and sounds good to me.
Yeah.
So...
No, funny you say that. When I first did this series, I was scared bleepless, right? I was scared. Yeah,
the kids were way worse than you are.
I know, but I'm not gonna. If my mom watches this, oh my god, I'm joking. No. She's all right. She gets the moral of this. But when I was first made this, I was absolutely frightened to spread this around, like just to see what kind of like the feedback would be and what was going on, and how the video was like coming out and the audio, because obviously this isn't the latest tech. In the studio, I've decided to do a lot of my interviews in a public place, and that's not because I don't have a studio. It's because the moral of what I'm trying to do is supposed to be like it's just a conversation, and naturally flow, because we're still on question 1.
I know. I'm very sorry.
No, apologize. This is great. We're still on question 1, and there will be snippets in every. There have been snippets, not there will be. There have been snippets in every single thing that we've said. And this is only from question 1. There's supposed to be
so
5.
much material.
But this is brilliant. No, this is why I actually prefer it. I would rather have, and I do have them. I do believe I have them, but I have like if I could, I don't want to completely cancel the surround sound because it takes away from the vibe, but not so much that it's taken away from what people are saying. You know, and that balance. Sometimes I always think to myself, damn, you know, should I actually start like thinking of just getting a studio and then just making like a synthetic environment around the conversation, or should I keep it real? You know,
honestly, that's what I appreciated about the clips that I was watching on your Instagram, and you've got like the full episodes on YouTube, right?
Yes.
Which I admittedly haven't seen the full episode.
It is very long. It is very long. I do listen. There's coming, and I'm telling you in this video because it will be released before or during when this video released. I will be doing loads of YouTube shorts of this, so there will be loads of short little snippets of gems that everyone has said in, you know, because you know, but people that have ambition, a lot of people that watch this have a lot of ambition, and you know, sometimes your ambition doesn't allow you to sit there for an hour and listen to a conversation between me and a brilliant person. You know what I mean?
Oh, thank you.
This is for everyone.
It takes one to know one.
Thank you very come on, man. There we are. But you know what I mean? So I've understood that, and I am working towards absolutely, you know, cutting them up, making them more convenient, making them more accessible. You know, and people can soak it in. And if we just bring it back to like music, there is nothing wrong with becoming more competitive but still keeping the essence of what you're doing, because I'm not going to get rid of the hour videos for anybody.
Absolutely.
Nobody. Not you, no one. Like, you know what I mean? Like, no one.
Thank God, you know?
Exactly. But I will change it to make it more accessible, because I do think that people need to hear what is coming out of the mouths of these people that have gone through these walks of life, which they very soon or very much later may want to go into. You know?
Absolutely, and I think it's a great thing you're doing, to be honest, because I think especially the authenticity aspect of it, because I'm becoming a little bit more like what's the word, like disillusioned, I guess, by like seeing the amount of inauthenticity on the internet. You know, like even the decision to do this in a public place contributes to that authenticity, I think, because we're not in a manufactured space.
We're not in we don't own this space at all. This is I had to ask for permission. I have very, very nice manners, which it gets you far. Manners get you very far.
Absolutely. I mean, and it's a really nice place as well, and but as you say, very chill. I was like, to be honest, when I was coming in, I was like, oh, okay, there's like people around, and I was like, oh, will I be able to answer as authentically as I want to? But as you can see, there's no problem with that.
There's never a problem. This is why I keep telling everyone, because at first, when I did the very first interview, and that was with the two Americans that I will be seeing again in Atlanta. They invited me, so I will be doing one there. But when we did it, I was just like, guys, if we just like flow with what we do, like if you just talk to me how you've been talking to me like this whole time, we're gonna be fine. You know, we're gonna be fine.
That's it, right? It's just a conversation.
It's just a conversation, but it's a conversation with the intention of opening someone's mind, and just exploring ideas and just exploring ideals. You know what I mean? So,
and not in the manosphere.
No, not in the manosphere podcasting. Listen, you released this song and you got 50k views. How did you do it? You know what I mean? Like we're losing a lot of the authenticity in especially the creative setting.
Absolutely.
You know? I don't really tune into mainstream podcast or mainstream music as much as I used to, because what I found was just like replicas of it. Like it wasn't even just replicas of the same thing. It literally had little to no meaning. Like I'd have rappers that weren't even speaking English, not even speaking English, but they weren't even like saying anything. They're just kind of making noises, but not noises that are intentional to any of the song. Like, you know, they'll have one called Bass Down Under, and then just go and I'm like, okay, but like, where is this going? Like, what are you trying to say to me? Like,
exactly.
You know what are you trying to say? What are you trying to make me think about? I have no words. I can't think of anything. You know? So and this is with content creating as well, on podcasting and TV shows, you name it.
So
everything's
there to open your mind in some way.
Exactly.
As long as you allow it to and let it in. You know, me and Libby were talking about that earlier today, actually, about just consuming art and just like kind of like being critical about it and sort of like just taking in both the good and the bad and figuring out what it means to you and not necessarily worrying too much about like what other people think about, you know.
Yeah, about your creations.
Yeah. Right? So like,
But it's easier said than done. I will admit
Definitely.
that it's easier said than done.
Absolutely.
It is very, very difficult. As much as we say you should just like acknowledge what you do and be proud of what you do, it is very, very difficult to not have that thought in your mind.
Yeah.
So I'm going to ask you, how do you exercise your own self-confidence? What do you tell yourself when you make something, when you send something to someone, and that little voice is lingering in your head going,
oh, they like it.
There's not even English anymore. What do you say to yourself?
To help with like the self-confidence?
Yes, with the self-confidence.
For me, I think it took a long time for me to get to this place where
We're happy you're there.
Yeah.
We're happy you're there. We're happy you're there.
But for me, it's like being confident in the fact that I like what I've made, and if somebody else doesn't like it, don't. But like obviously, there's always going to be somebody who doesn't like what you do.
Yeah, of course. Doesn't like your existence. Doesn't like what you smell like. Doesn't like anything. Yeah, you know what I mean. Yeah.
Right. It happens every single day to probably
to everyone. Yeah, everyone's experienced it. Don't worry. If you haven't, you're lucky. But it will happen. Watch.
It will happen. They just don't know it yet.
Yeah, they don't know it yet. They don't know the first taste.
They haven't noticed it. Or somebody hasn't told them. But like self-confidence wise, I think it's important to be very confident in what you do. Be yourself. Then if another person doesn't like it, for one thing, it's important to acknowledge when they're being constructive in their criticism.
Right.
And also, sometimes it's just not for them. You know what I mean? Like sometimes what you're making is not for them. We talked about just now about like how you're making things primarily for yourself, really, and then the audience comes afterwards. But so like if you like it, yeah, sure, but like be open to that constructive criticism also. Humility, I think, is a big part of that too. You know, you can be self-confident in yourself, but then be humble enough to understand that sometimes you can take on tips, or you can take on constructive criticism from people to make yourself better.
Of course.
At the end of the day, right? Like, for instance, Libby, my girlfriend, who I love very much.
There we go. Libby, he said it. He said it on camera. You can't be angry.
Exactly. That's how you know.
He's secured the whole evening. He's done it. Well done, man. That's it. Yeah. There we go. That's it. Well, that's how we do it. See you guys.
But the type of music that I make, she doesn't. It's not her thing. Right? She still likes it. And she still she will tell me that she really loves what I make, which I'm very, very grateful to have. And sometimes I feel like she's just telling me that to stroke my ego a little bit. But she will also give me constructive criticism on it. But then she'll also be like, well, you know what, it's probably just not for me, and that's fine. But I can imagine somebody else who does like that kind of thing. They would love it, but they would be. It's very, so. Yeah, I think self-confidence-wise, it's a mixture of being open to constructive criticism, but it sounds cheesy, but believing in yourself. You know?
Yeah, no, it's not cheesy. It's actually a more. It's like we said, less is more. And believing in yourself is very, very difficult when the only thing you have to most of the time to measure yourself is what other people are doing.
Yeah, right.
So
exactly.
It's just because it's not cheesy. Don't worry, you're good.
And we live in this culture as well where everybody's fronting in some way. Everybody on Instagram, right? It's like you might know a couple in real life who are having problems. But then on Instagram, it's all it's all good.
It's all good. It's all good.
Right?
There's nothing wrong in the account at all.
We all know people like that.
Of course.
And so that's even happening in day-to-day life, right? And I think it's important to kind of just get over that. Just Like, obviously, don't air it out, but like.
No, of course, no. You address the problem, and you address kind of like the situation around you, but if in obviously a manageable way, still strive for what you want to do, and what you can do, you know what I mean,
absolutely,
in a healthy way, you know, with managed expectations,
absolutely,
because if it doesn't work out and you really wanted it to work out, man, that is crushing, soul crushing.
Exactly,
that is nuts.
It really is soul crushing. And I think another thing that gets me through that though is that if somebody doesn't like this one thing that I do, I'll make another one.
Yeah, that's it.
I'll make another one, you know. I love it that much that I'll just make another one. Even if other people don't like it, I know that I like it. But if there's no audience for it, or if there's, then it's fine. I have tons of music on my laptop.
But that's the beautiful thing about music, especially nowadays. There is an audience for everything.
Literally, yeah.
Everything.
You
know, whether it's 1 to 1 million to 1 billion to 20 to a little cult. Like, man, there is music for everybody.
For everybody.
Absolutely.
So somebody will like your music.
Yeah, you just gotta find them. That's it. If you really need to find them, you just gotta find them.
Yeah.
But somebody definitely will like your music. And that one person's opinion, think about it. If you have 100 people that like your music, but tell you, like, let's say you made a song, and it was about, I don't know, it was about the growth of a plant, right? It is the long and annoying growth of a plant and maintaining it.
Could be a good song.
It could be.
It could be a really good song that speaks to people.
I should sample it. I should. That's what he's insinuating. I should sample it. You know, I should.
Or even write about it. You know?
Should. Interviews over. Guys, I found my calling. All right. Thank you very much for tuning in.
It ends with a music video.
It's about the plants. Oh, I'm going to see if I can edit that. I want to try.
Don't let me distract you. Go back to your point.
No, it's all good. So you make a song out of a plant, and you have 100 people that tell you that, oh, I love the fact that your song addressed world hunger. Now, of course, world hunger is good that you address it, and it's a horrible thing that's happening, but that wasn't why I made the song. Like, it had nothing to do with that. But you have that one person that comes up to you and is like, man, I try and look after a plant as well, and it is bloody annoying. Like, it is really it is really slow, it's gradual, but man, when that thing grows, when it reaches that summer season, the blossom is amazing. And that one person that actually got what you were trying to do, you're going to remember that comment, not because there was 100 comments, but because that one comment of that one person that remembered, you're going to have them in mind. Because they get it.
Yeah, they get it. They resonate with you. You have that connection with them. I do think as well, actually, like, because that's an interesting point that you make. Because like somebody else might interpret something differently to your song, and they might still have a positive thing about it as well, even if it's wrong. And this is a debate that I have with like my friends about like, you know, artist interpretation, or like, you know, death of the author, stuff like that. Right. But
wait, for the viewers, explain to what, because I'm not even sure. What does death of the author mean?
So death of the author, to me, I believe this is what it means. It is whatever the author intended.
Right.
Dies as soon as the art goes out into the world. Right.
Okay. Right.
So,
now we go.
So so if they do get what you mean, then you conveyed your idea very clearly. And if they didn't get what you mean, but they still got like a feeling out of it, and they still loved your song. So like in your example, those two people, they still might have loved your song, right? The person who talked about the plant growing, but then also, they thought it's about world hunger or something, right? Like, both, to me, in my eyes, are valid, because it still resonated with them. They still got a feeling out of it. And even though, that's not what I intended it to be, I still think that person who thought it was about world hunger, it's valid. Because in art, we often bring our own baggage to the art.
Yes.
Whether we like it or not.
Yeah. Or even subconsciously, you're always bringing something. Like, for example, like, I know when you made music, you were making the music, you game.
Yeah.
I could hear it immediately. Like when I was listening to Azylum, and I was thinking, okay, Yeah,
Very
I can
video
see
game.
where it's. Yeah, I can see where the tone is coming from and where the melody is coming from. It's a lot of video games. It's
Yeah.
really, really like first person, but not the boring. Oh, all right, not Call of Duty's not boring, but it's first person, but it's, you know, a bit of sci-fi,
Yeah.
bit of RPG, bit of, you know, spells, bit of, you know what I mean, a
Oh,
bit
yeah.
of something. You know what I mean.
You've pretty much like pinpointed the
There we
games
go.
that I like.
You know,
so-
it's the best games. Come on, man. Subjectively, but come on. Now,
Oh, yeah,
man. Come on.
absolutely.
Bit of Elder Scrolls, bit of you're right.
Love a bit of Elder Scrolls.
Oh god, too much. 2 years I played that game. It's bad.
Hey,
That's why I haven't seen me. That's why you haven't seen me at all. Because I've just been playing Skyrim.
Hey, Libby's still playing Skyrim. Libby loves Skyrim. She's still playing it. And
It's brilliant.
It's a great game, honestly. It's a really, really good game. It's a fun world to live in. You know, Red Dead, all that stuff.
Oh yeah.
could go on
Red
that game
Dead's
for
good.
ages.
We can, but we won't in
That's not
this
what it's
conversation.
about.
No, that's not what it's about. But it will be about that one day.
If you want to have a conversation about games one day,
Oh, listen, that is.
I'm happy to do so.
Me and a lot of other people. Games are, games are lifeblood. It's another art form, in my
real.
opinion.
Yeah, it absolutely is. Absolutely, games are another art form, and it's part of why I started making music in the first place. One of the first things I wanted to do was make music for games. So, like, the fact that you're saying, oh, I can hear all the video game influence, it came from that.
Yeah.
You know, and funnily enough, all those video game composers, like traditionally, you know, they were just making stuff that they liked to make as well. You know, like a lot of like electronic music, a lot of Japanese soundtracks actually.
Yeah.
They're all like specifically on the SNES and all these old consoles.
Yeah.
They were just pretty much making music that almost recreating songs that they liked from the 90s, from the 80s, you know. So it's just all about stuff that you like, really, right? Like
It is.
stuff that you make is just like, well, I like this stuff and I want to make more of it and see more of it in the world. So
Even when I was playing Bayonetta, for anyone that knows that
love
game.
Bayonetta.
Yeah, see, they
Great game.
Come on now. So when I was playing Bayonetta, especially the first one, I could literally hear that they had just taken the Sonic soundtrack, but then they also jazzed it up to, okay, what would it sound like if, you know, Bayonetta, who is this character doing this, you know, has this powers, what would it sound like if she was doing it?
Yeah.
And it just came to life.
it's like sexier Sonic.
Yes, it's sexual Sonic. Now you know what kind of games I play, guys.
The
There
game,
you go.
all it takes is Googling Bayonetta.
Yeah, just Google Bayonetta and you'll know exactly what we're talking about.
And it's a great game.
It's really good. On the surface, especially with a lot of people that are like Orthodox Christian, on the surface, man, you're gonna hate this game. You're gonna absolutely hate it.
Yeah, absolutely.
But when you actually play it, like when you actually delve into what the game is talking about and the questions it asks, it's a very interesting and deep concept. You know, it's like a Dante, and this is why I'm always drawn to them. That, God of War, and Dante's Inferno, those three have always like.
I've not played Dante's Inferno.
Oh, you gotta play it, man.
I gotta play it.
Oh, you've gotta play it, man.
It's just on PS3, right?
It's nuts. It's yes, because I played on Xbox 360, so it would be on PS3.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right, it's on 360.
But it's nuts. Even watch the cutscenes. It questions the validity of the Crusades, the Christian Crusades into the Islamic territories, the Promised Lands.
Yeah. Okay.
It's nuts.
I gotta play this game.
It's good. It's good. And your art could be just as good as Dante's Inferno. But not just Dante's Inferno, but your art can make these questions. Your art can be about these things. Your art can be whatever you want it to be. And I think like that, like when I look at the time, all right, we've gone slightly over time, but the fact is
Okay,
that
I'm here until I answer all your questions. So.
listen, you've answered more questions than I. Like, there's no need for any further questions. The organic conversation has brought us to the place that we needed to go.
Yeah.
And we don't need it to be structured. And you know, people on here, a lot of people here will look at the thumbnail and be like, "Oh, Pierce, there was one question in your description." Yeah, well, deal with it, because deal with it. There's one question. It's an open conversation, and anyone that does come onto my channel, please expect the unexpected and expect to be comfortable.
Absolutely. You know what? That what you just talked about there, actually expecting the unexpected. I think that's something that's almost been lost in a lot of media at the moment, because I talk about movies a lot with people and how everybody on the internet, they have to have... I've spoken to people who will read the Wikipedia entry for a movie and then go into the movie.
What? Why?
Exactly. Because that's all I need to know about.
I was with one guy from work, and we were watching a UFC fight. He'll search up who won, and I'm like, what was the point of what, you know? Yeah. What was the point?
So people like that do.
You know, there's 4 of us. We've ordered a pizza, and you've gone and done that. Like, what are you doing? Yeah, exactly. That's it, man.
I know one.
I already know he does a spinning heel kick and knocks him out in the 37th second.
I know, right? And
you ruined it.
And I think that's part of why everybody started to hate everything now. You know?
Yeah. Because you already know.
You already know, and you're like, oh wow, it's not, it's so predictable. People will read the Wikipedia entry and they'll be like, oh, so predictable. It's like, well, yeah, you read the whole, you know what the movie's about.
You watch the bloopers on YouTube, you already knew what happened before you came into the cinema, and you're upset.
All the reviews, you did all this research, and you went to the cinema and you're like, I knew exactly what was going to happen. It's like,
well, you enjoyed it, didn't you?
Yeah, exactly, right? So expect the unexpected. That's a good...
Expect the unexpected. I have to give a shout to Guy DeSalvo, and I interviewed him. This was episode 4 when I went to Leicester, and he said that be comfortable with being uncomfortable. So I've taken another one of your lines, but you know what?
That's a good line.
That's
honestly. I got to meet this guy.
He will be very happy actually to meet you.
Yeah.
It's just I need to see if I can get a crossover episode. There's too many ideas.
I would love that.
I would love a crossover episode with everyone that I've met. That'd be so expensive, but everyone that I've met
in the same
place. One place.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, let me know about it. I'd love to.
I will definitely try. I will 100% try, because I think that's a brilliant idea. You know, some of them are like transatlantic. If I can get them over here, or get us over there, or we all meet in that one location,
I'd love to.
That would be.
Talk about games.
Man. Talk about anything. It would be that would be really cool. That would be really, really cool.
Yeah. Let me know when that episode's happening.
Absolutely no problem. And guys, with that, we're going to end the episode here on a beautiful and brilliant note.
I was just getting started.
You were just I know that you've got timestamps, I know that you've got somewhere to be, but you're always welcome back on this channel anytime.
Thank you so much. Well,
anytime.
It's to be here. I'm happy to join on again whenever you want to talk about anything else. Even if it's a gaming.
If it's gaming, 100. You don't even. This doesn't even have to be on the channel. It is absolutely. It's free of charge on party chat.
Yeah.
Shouting at random people. No. But it's absolutely. Anytime.
Well, thank you so much for having me, Pierce.
No, anytime.
Thank you for watching.
Thank you guys for taking an insight. Check out the shorts that are coming out. Gain whatever snippets that you need to either motivate yourself, achieve what objective you want, or for some self-reflection. Have some food for thought. It's good for you. Subscribe, like, send it everywhere. You know.
You have a Patreon.
I don't have a Patreon yet, but when I do start making drawings of myself, no. But I will.
I didn't know.
I will walk to it. No. It's not like that. Everyone that's locked in, lock out, because that's not what I meant.
Wow. I don't know if I want to post that on this channel anymore. Honestly, it was very lovely speaking to you. I'm glad I gave you enough material.
No, you did absolutely amazing. Everyone over here, thank you so much, and we'll see you next time, okay?